see all the hoodoos.
The hoodoos.
The hoodoos. Well, hello again.
Wow, why'd you look at me like that?
No reason. You're so beautiful.
Why'd you look at me like that?
I didn't look at you like anything.
You did.
I did.
Rewind the tape. You were looking at me weird.
No. So what? Today's topic is
Travel talk.
Travel. I mean, that's become an essential part of like our thing now. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the goal that we set up, was to try to do one big trip and then a smaller trip throughout the year. Yeah. Something driving distance, I guess. Yeah. Fairly close. Yeah. Well, all right.
What is your ideal vacation? Like, what do you have like a season that you prefer to travel? Or does that depend on where you're going?
Yeah, that would depend on where I'm going. It's hard to say if there's a specific season, because certain seasons are really, really nice. Like if you go to the mountains during the snow, if you go to other countries during certain seasons, like they'll have like blooming seasons that might be during like a cold or winter season. But at the same time, I'm sure those places also have really nice things during summer.
That didn't answer my question. What do you prefer? Do you have like a certain time that you like to go or no?
I would say spring. Spring is a really nice time to go overall, because you're coming out of winter, so you still might catch some snow. And if not, it's still really green. And if things are melted, then there's a lot of water. There's waterfalls. There's a lot of life and different things going on.
Well, like Utah with us, when we went in spring, we got all the seasons.
we
got 85, 90 degree weather. We got high winds, and then we got snow and hail and rain. Yeah. So I'm saying, like, if you can catch those times, you can kind of get the best of both worlds. And we only packed for one type of weather.
Yeah, you didn't have enough water. And you remember you passed out?
I didn't pass out.
You did, but I came in like a superhero and I saved you.
Definitely not. Anyway.
You're like, hey, can we... And you fucking pass out of heat exhaustion.
No. Well, to be fair, that was the longest hike that we had. And when we got down to the canyon, it was easily maybe 95 in the canyon. It was really hot. It was really hot.
It wasn't 95 though.
It was.
It was hot. It was hot for sure.
Dry, and it was hot.
Yeah.
Because we were in there.
It was midday.
Yeah, but we were getting no breeze.
Is there any destination that you particularly want to go to? Is there a certain season?
Season, I would say like spring, summer. Because I want to do like lake stuff, maybe in the ocean.
She doesn't even know how to swim.
I do know how to swim, thank you.
She wasn't part of junior lifeguards, guys.
Okay, anyways.
It's still a sour spot.
I'm the Michael Phelps of the ocean. Spring, summer. Like you said, like I don't want to be bundled up. I don't want to be cold.
Some people like the bundled up attire though.
If it's an extended trip, I don't want to be somewhere cold for an extended period of time.
Do you like summer attire or winter attire better?
Ew. See, that's tough. I mean, I get angry when I'm hot. Like when I'm too hot.
You get angry if you're hot, if you're hungry. There's a lot of anger.
So if I'm too hot and there's like no like pool, lake, something.
Okay.
Then that's not fun. That's not fun.
But
I don't mind being bundled up. I feel like with summer and spring, like things are more open. And then as far as like somewhere I would want to travel, I really want to see the Northern Lights.
So if we're going to talk about travel destinations, what is your criteria? Like, what do you look at for places that you want to travel to that makes you want to go to those places versus other ones?
If there's more than one thing to do. For example, we went to Utah. They have multiple parks. So we were able to see a variety of things while we were out there. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want to go somewhere where, for example, no offense.
Oh, what place are you going to shit on right now?
Let's just say, like, New York. It's like another city to just like kind of roam around, where it's kind of like here. Whereas like, again, Utah, we had a variety of sights to see.
I think you're hitting more on city versus nature.
Okay, you're right.
Just cities in general. Yeah. Like Chicago doesn't, like, people like, I'm going to go to Chicago, New York.
No, but when you think of places like Japan, that's a city, but like, that seems like...
Okay, first off, Japan is a country?
No, but sorry, Tokyo.
But that's so different.
That's city. That's what I'm saying.
It's a different culture.
City, but it's like, if we're doing something here, I don't want to go to like another big city because I already live in a big city.
Yeah, but I think that's a whole cultural different thing too,
That's true.
though. Like, you can go to a big city in a different country, and I feel like everything is just way different. Like Sydney, Australia. Like, even though it's a big city,
Just put another shrimp on the barbie.
Yeah, it's a completely different environment, different vibes, different people, different interactions. So I think different main cities in other countries. But even within that, looking at other countries, I don't even really look at the main cities. I still look at scenic stuff, very like historical places, like seeing ancient temples, ancient ruins.
Yeah.
Or more culturally traditional things there. Stuff like that, like learning about the culture, I think is super cool. Places that have like is known for really good food, Mediterranean food. If you go like Italy, Greece, any of those.
Good old Canada.
I had a beaver tail.
Was it like jerky?
No, it's actually a dessert.
It's
not a real beaver tail.
Oh.
You don't think they're out there just killing beavers?
I mean, they kill sharks for their fins. Not the Canadians. not the Canadians. Not the Canadians, but in general, some sharks are killed for their fins.
No,
I would assume an actual beaver tail would be very like leathery.
I did have elk poutine, which is very interesting.
What does it taste like?
It's different. Anybody out there have very weird foods that they've tried in other countries? What's like the weirdest thing you've eaten?
I guess it's more like a jerky.
Oh, are you talking about when we went to Temecula?
Yeah, we had like that snapping turtle jerky. We had like, I think it was like shark or something. We got like a pack. We got different packs of
weird
them.
Jerky.
No, when we went to 626 Market and I had chicken butt. And chicken heart.
Eating that booty.
Yeah, and chicken heart. That was...
Yeah.
That was not good. I forget the jerky. That's at the top. That's at the top of the list.
Probably the top of the list for me, grossest things I've eaten. 626 Market. It's an Asian market. It's fermented tofu. Oh.
Yeah.
Bro, we could smell that from a distance.
It's an acquired taste.
Apparently. Because I'm not lying, it is without a doubt, the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. It was instant, something out of like a cartoon where like their tongue just touches it and they shrivels up.
Yeah, turns green.
And I just shoved a whole thing in my mouth and we almost threw up. A fun thing to do is try weird foods like that. Like whenever we go to different fairs, different places, like
we had the frog legs.
Yeah, we had frog legs.
Ooh, those frog legs were good though.
They were not.
They were good.
Horribly
they were good with a little bit of lemon.
That reminded me of McLovin. Is it McLovin?
Oh no, yeah. It's in Role Models where he's like.
Yeah.
I think when you're used to being, for example, LA has a little bit of everything. Like you said, it has ocean, mountains, desert. It has a variety of different kind of foods. It had it's a kind of like a melting pot of different cultures here.
Yeah,
you know. So like when you're living somewhere like here, it's easy to just get stuck being here. Like, you get very comfortable. Like you feel like it's kind of like you have an idea of the world. It becomes like this is your world, and you forget that there's so much more out there.
It's true. But also, I think 100% of people need to get out, not just of their bubble, into nature, like 1,000% more. Being quiet, hearing nothing, like no computer screens, it's just like nature silence.
Mm-hmm.
It's a much different feeling. And I realized over time, like I used to always be outside. And now that I'm inside more because it's just how things are, I almost get a little anxious. Like I always want to be outside because that's what I grew up knowing to do. Like playing sports or outside, like hanging out with friends were outside.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just something about being in nature.
Well, I think also with the nature thing too, I mean, the world is constantly changing. For example, the ocean is getting more and more polluted. So like reefs are dying off and then you're losing like certain kind of wildlife. So sometimes if you get more into nature, it makes you appreciate and see how beautiful it really is and kind of, makes you care about it a little bit more.
Yeah,
maybe change your way of thinking. Again, just like living in a city, you're used to having a variety of things that you can do. Like you can go to the theater, you can go to like the bar, you can there's so much that you can do, but then like you can go and visit just even like a small town where they have maybe one market, and you can see how they have so little, but they make the most out of it. And it makes you appreciate what you have too.
Yeah, but I think it also at the same time makes you realize that certain things that you might consider valuable maybe aren't so valuable. Mm-hmm. Get out there, see some different cultures. Yeah. See how they live, and maybe it'll change the way you think.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's say you're out and you are out and about in the world, traveling, or I guess before you even go out and about into the world, and you're planning to go somewhere, and you're like, I really want to hit Hawaii, because that's where we're going. Anyway.
Yeah.
Because that is where we... Oh, okay. The double
the butt where he's like...
As he's going out?
Yeah.
How do you find places to go to for that? I mean, what even sparks interest to go to those places in the first place? Do you see them somewhere? Do you research certain places?
Okay. So besides like Google and social media...
Technical problems. We're back.
It's word of mouth, because you could, being a hairdresser, talking to people, you ask them like, hey, do you have any vacations planned for this year? And they'll be like, oh, I just went up to like Yellowstone, and they tell you about it. They show you the pictures, and then you're like, wow, I would love to go.
Yeah. Or like, I never even thought about going
right
there.
You come across people that maybe know people that live in that area, and they can hit you up with some suggestions.
For me, I mean, IG, I follow a ton of like national travel sites, and anything that I'm like, oh, that looks really cool, or that food looks really good. If you're trying to ever find cool spots, really good, non-touristy or like not extremely touristy spot, if you can know somebody who has lived there, has been there, word of mouth is definitely like the thing to be. It's like the holy grail if you want to find like cool off the beaten path things.
Yeah. When we went to Utah, we also we're meeting a bunch of people from like other states that were also visiting the area, and like talking to those people.
Yeah, be friendly.
Yeah, exactly.
Be friendly. I mean, there's a lot of people that I know.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick, be a dude.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that I know who travel abroad, and they'll make friends abroad, and somebody else from a different country also happened to travel to France, and you're very friendly, you talk to them. They'll be like, hey, well, I live in Switzerland. Like, you should come visit sometime, and you can stay with me. And then look at that. Like, you just cut off a huge expense of your travel and
if they're not
stay.
Sketchy.
Well, yeah.
They're not
come and hang out at my hostel.
Yeah.
Out
down
of the
this
woods.
dark alleyway.
Yeah, out of the woods.
Where nobody could hear you.
Yeah. But yeah, I know a lot of people who travel abroad, and they'll meet people from other countries, and then you kind of piggyback that. So that's, I think, being friendly, especially when you're traveling. Obviously, be wary of weirdos.
Well, when we my pants are thinning out here. That's when I get a hole. I can feel that. We went to Utah. I mean, obviously, I guess this depends on the type of trip, but because we were in 2 locations, but one in particular that was off the grid, like a glamping, I feel like it was really essential that we brought the games with us. But we were like in like a small
Are you talking about the one that we were all the way in the
town?
back?
Yeah, the glamping, where we had no electricity. At least at the other one, we were in like
that's like
an RV camp. Yeah. So I'm talking
electricity,
about
nothing.
Even the bathrooms were on a generator.
Yeah. Cold water.
Cold water. You
had
to pull the.
Not to mention, it was like 30, 40 degrees outside. You're already cold.
Yeah.
Like, we were in rural.
Yeah.
Utah, like out in the outback.
We woke up in the morning, and you can hear the farmer let out his hounds. Yeah,
it was
to like
we were out there
to like get the cows.
Yeah, we were out there. For sure.
But yeah.
All right.
Well, should we try this again?
Safe travels.
Oh,
okay. We're doing this. Have you been practicing? Oh, all right. All right.
Yeah. Bye.